Stranger Things has been one of the more successful series on Netflix. That's an original series. I've watched it. You've watched it. You finished the season?
Yep.
Okay. I can't wait for season 2, but we have to wait until Halloween. But it is on the way, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this is this kind of always confused me. When I first watched Stranger Things, of course, and spoilers are going to be discussed through this, so if you have not watched season 1 on Netflix, stop watching. Come back after you watch season 1. But there is one of the characters that gets brought into the other world, or dark world, or however you want to call it.
The Upside Down.
The Upside Down, that's what they called it. Even though it's not really upside down.
No.
But it's this alternate dimension in the show where this creature, or creatures, come from. Alternate dimension stuff. One of the characters taken over is Barb, who, very nerdy looking girl, glasses, very conservatively dressed. And I want to say it's like maybe in the second or third episode, where she gets taken by one of these creatures. I still don't know if it's one or several creatures.
I think there's more than one.
You think so? Well, one of these creatures takes her through a pool to the other side, and we don't see her until the final episode, where looks pretty dead to me.
That was a dead, other dimensional, disease-ridden corpse.
Yes, there was no life in her. But other people that I spoke with, this wasn't just on the internet. Like these were co-workers of mine that actually got me into watching the show, and they're like, yeah, I don't even know if Barb was dead. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? I mean, she was pretty dead.
I think there was even a point where 11, like, she used, like, they had her in like one of the baths, and the sister asked her if she could find her friend Barb, and they found her dead corpse, and she was like, nope, that's a gross. Yeah. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I never, and apparently this has become such a, I guess, fan requested thing for Barb to not be dead that someone from the show, it looks like Shawn Levy, who I believe is the showrunner or producer, he was asked about, hey, a lot of people have started a movement called Justice for Barb, and basically saying like, hey, can you figure out a way to write her back into the show? He kind of had a bit of a harsh response, and I'm completely okay with it. But he responded by saying, because you think you want that, but you wouldn't really want that. I've had a lot of people, some huge celebrities, come up to me at these award shows like, so between us, Barb's coming back, right? I'm like, no, you saw. She had like a creature, slug, worm, snake coming out of her mouth. I don't know that there's a bounce back from that. So no, this is what I love how he finished it. Is that, so no, we're not going to cravenly service the wish list of fans. We're going to service the Duffer instincts and what they feel is the right story to tell. The Duffer brothers are, of course, the writers and I believe directors of the show.
Yes.
So what really gets me, and I completely approve with his response. You see this a lot with Star Wars fans. You get into a discussion about the prequels, and some people they just don't like the prequels. Other people think they're okay. Then there are other people that think that the Star Wars prequels ruin their childhood, ruin Star Wars, there's no coming back from it, and they wish harm upon George Lucas for making the prequels. There was a documentary on Netflix, I think, called The People versus George Lucas, that explores this, and it gives a very even-sided, picture of this. But in the end, and this isn't the case anymore, as Disney now owns Star Wars, but in the end, those first 6 movies, George Lucas wrote them. He didn't direct all of them, but he wrote them. He created Star Wars. If you don't like it, you don't get to decide what happens in Star Wars. I don't care how much memorabilia you have of a given thing. That does not make you an owner or even a partner in it. Just because you finance something does not mean you get to determine what happens to it. If you don't like it, don't support it. Stop watching it. But people don't. It was so amazing that, if you hated episode 1, The Phantom Menace, so much, then why did you go back and watch the 3D re-release that came out in 2010? That still made a bunch of money. And I'm sure a lot of it was from diehard Star Wars fans that are just I'll go see Phantom Menace again on the big screen in 3D. And then they complain about it more on the internet. But I'm serious with this. But before I go any further, what's your take on fans that sign petitions to get stuff changed in anything, whether it's games, movies, TVs, whatever?
They gotta calm down. When Glenn died in The Walking Dead, I was not a happy camper. I think I was I may have been working, or no. Was I?
No, because
I was in school.
You text me.
Yeah.
You said, I'm done with this show pretty much within the first 5 minutes after him getting killed.
As soon as he did, as soon as it went to commercial, I was like, nope.
Done with the show.
Nope. Not watching it. Which, of course, I kept watching it. It's well, I have to know what happens to everyone else, because,
Also, Negan's
pretty good, too. But, that hat. I didn't like it. It's canon. He dies in the comics.
Right.
So.
And if he wasn't going to die there, he was going to die some other way.
Exactly.
Not under a dumpster, though.
I think it was a good decision. I don't know. But, the show goes on. And
let me just say, I don't think it's a stretch to say that his death didn't sit well with you.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No. But, there's nothing I can do about it. If he's gone, he's gone,
No, Matt. You know what you need to do? You need to go on to change.org, and you need to make a petition for them to write Glenn back into the show. Because you know what? You watch that show. You support that show. Your money is tied up in that show. You're practically an investor. You know what? You practically can write the thing. You can write it. You could do a better job than Kirkman ever could.
It's what I think about every day.
Okay. My challenge to these people is, then do it.
No.
No. I'm saying, make your own story. Go ahead. Do it. Make your own story that pleases everyone.
Can't do it. And honestly, why was there such a huge fan base for Barb? She was in 2 episodes.
No, exactly. 2 episodes. And you would think that she was part of the main cast. She's not.
No, she was kind of the voice of reason.
She was.
And she was a better influence. But I mean,
they decided to kill her off.
Exactly. And which I don't have a problem with, because she wasn't even a character. I was oh no. I mean, as soon as it happens, oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
I
think I think it was a bit of a sad moment, but I think it was a bit of a sad moment that the show needed. If everyone goes home at the end of the day, when Barb got taken, and I pretty much thought as soon as they were trying to look for her and they couldn't find her, but they were having better luck finding Will, I thought, Barb's dead, Will's not. But that doesn't mean Will's going to be alive at the end of this season. Like, that legitimately made me concerned for Will. I thought, there's a chance he's not getting out of this. So, it's okay. It's alright that Barb, didn't make it out of there. Like, you have to make it so that this is not... Number one, this is not a kid's show.
Nope.
Even though it's starring kids...
That should be very clear.
It's not a kids show. It's not going to necessarily have a happy ending for everyone. And I loved how they teased the future with, Will also having stuff coming out of his mouth and going down the drain. I was like, oh, great.
So he was coughing out, he had blood coming down, and then he saw the upside down for a little bit.
Yeah, but he also spit out one of those slugs.
Well, he had like a giant one.
Yeah.
Which, who knows what he brought back.
Yeah, exactly. See, that kind of stuff is good for the show. But, just wanting everything to, have this happy ending especially for a character that was in literally 2 episodes, I don't understand the logic behind it. Maybe there is no logic behind it. Maybe people are just being purely emotional.
There's not. It's just a bunch of Tumblrites, complaining. 'Cause the fat girl died.
She's not fat.
Anymore. Because it doesn't matter. Because she's dead!
She worm food!